end of the second half?
I think it will be all right. I think the first half, usually we play a practice game before the tournament start. We didn't have the chance to do that this time. That's mean the first half was like the rusty things, and now it's looking a little bit better, and it's going well.
Yeah, it is, mate. I can notice that, and it is hard not getting a match under your belt. But look, one more question. What is your goal for this game? Do you want to win?
For sure. We always want to win, but the main thing is to develop the player. That means I got some new players that need to have court time. And right now it's a new cycle, and for Los Angeles, that's mean now it's time to start with the new guys.
Fantastic. Thanks for your time, Coach.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Riley. Courtside there with the coach of Brazil, Benoit Lebrec. As we get back to live action, 2 points the margin. Canada just scored momentarily just to push it to that margin. And great work, Feitosa, just to deliver the ball there. Koto at the top of the court. And I think he's gone out there, Ryan. Is that the case?
Yeah, Feitosa passed the ball to the low pointer there, and he did a great job to catch it, but they just, Canada were able to take advantage of that sideline and knock him out.
So Deblee now just gets the ball beautifully to Kovac. Just navigates his way through some tough traffic in the midcourt. And he'll deliver nicely for Canada. So just forcing that mistake, a much needed task for Canada, just to push it to the 1 point. 7 to play in this third quarter. Game number 3 of day number 1 of the Santos Wheelchair Rugby World Challenge. Of course, Australia having that victory over Germany earlier to kick off the tournament. And Ryan, a great battle between the Netherlands and New Zealand earlier today.
Yeah, New Zealand were rotating quite a bit, and you could see some of the lineup changes didn't really work for them, but that's what these tournaments have got to be for. You've got to give the opportunity for your players with the least amount of experience. No one will remember who wins the smaller tournaments. They'll remember who wins the big ones, and while these tournaments are, it's spectacular what we've put on this week. It's important that they utilise it for what it is.
So great to have the support of so many great sponsors, and of course the South Australian Tourism Commission. We've been a proud supporter of the tournament since last year, our debut year here in Adelaide. And Feitosa adds the extras there for Team Brazil.
Once again, we've just seen a turnover after turnover. It's still a little bit messy, but that interview that Riley just did with Benoit probably explains a lot, that they've got off the plane. They haven't had a practice match. Normally when we arrive in another country, we'll have an opportunity to do a training session and a practice match. Some coaches will decide to do 2 practice matches, but you get a chance to blow the cobwebs off and get in your chair, and after a long fight, it's amazing how rusty you can be when you get back in your chair.
Oh, absolutely. And we're starting to see just a little bit of that, but the games so far have been quite close right across the 4 quarters. Just normally takes a bit of individual brilliance from one side just to shift the momentum in the game, as Kovac now has a chance for Canada, trying to level this one up. Work to do there. Big pressure from Brazil to try and stop Kovac. Has a couple of options, but Kovac will go backwards to get Canada going forwards. And we're all locked up at 32 apiece with 6 to play, Ryan.
Yeah, Canada tried to set up a penalty box trap here, and they did. Now they're forced in the inbound, which takes one of your high pointers off the court. Unfortunately, Canada haven't been able to utilise, benefit from it, but it was good to see them trying and get that set up and force Brazil to make a play, get out of their comfort zone and get a 3-5 off the court.
So Braz back on the court after a short stint. And there'll be an inbound here for Team Brazil. Koto. Finds Braz, short one, Feitosa. This to give Brazil the lead.
Now you can see Canada have got a player in the box, and Brazil are trying to get and do the same. Going to try and set up a play here where they can trap the penalty box, try and force somebody who's out of their comfort zone, who normally doesn't inbound, to inbound. And it's amazing the benefits you can get from it.
So the points come the way of Brazil.
Yeah.
And the lead goes back to the men and women in blue. And a big pivot and spin there.
Feitosa was going to go to the penalty box here for a minute for a spin. Once again, Canada have an opportunity now to get this ball in safely, set up a penalty box trap on Feitosa and try and get an inbound.
So the spinning foul there on Deblee for Canada. You see him back on two wheels. Just get some running repairs. So 5.5 to play in this third quarter. Game number 3 on day 1 action of the Santos Wheelchair Rugby World Challenge here in Adelaide. Deblee now surveys his options. He'll soak up plenty of time here. And with about 23 seconds left on that shot clock, he brings it back to that 1-point margin. And now pushes it all level up with that try. Feitosa now inbounds, quick one. Brazil with the back and forth at the back court. They need to get out of here quickly. About 6 seconds left to do so, to get to that halfway line. Brilliant there from Feitosa. Braz now. Big bump and shove with Kovac. Braz now. Top of the key, looks for his options. Now at the bottom. Got a couple of options at the top. What can he do here? Braz just navigates his way through some busy traffic. That's a great try to Brazil.
Yeah, it was great defense there. Deblee put him in a really good position down there in the corner, Feitosa, and he put him under pressure all the way through the court. They scored there with 12 seconds on the shot clock. Yeah, it was really good defense by Canada.
Oh, the Dr. J from Deblee and Kovac with the try. Nice play. So let's go courtside to get his thoughts on this third quarter. Riley, how are you seeing it from there?
Oh, mate, it's a great game. It looks like it's all starting to get settled in at the moment. However, I feel like the momentum's shifting in the way of Canada at the moment. I feel there's a bit of an energy shift. Canada's playing Canada rugby where they're really composed. They're scoring fairly easy. Brazil, the energy's come out a little bit, so let's keep an eye on that. I was also noticing during the halftime break that number 7, Gabriel Feitosa and Julio Braz, both fast 3.5s. Both of them had a lot of work done on their rugby chairs. Fair bit of work. There was drills out and everything. So
wow.
Keep an eye on those chairs and let's just keep an eye on their energy levels and see if composure can take it at the end of the day.
Yeah, you've mentioned a couple of times that Braz just needed that breather. So some work to do on the chairs for both of the players. Feitosa and Braz. And speaking of Braz, he now has the ball. Big bump and shove there from Kovac mid-court. Manages to pop the pass away. Feitosa now looks for his options in the front court. He'll work it through the middle. And just a little stop and prop there, Ryan, to score the try.
He should have kept his chair position instead of reaching, but gave Feitosa that big opening, and yeah, he just utilised it.
Oh, beautiful work from Canada. Keep it alive. Impressive finish from Deblee. And really makes a statement there for Canada to lock it up at 35 apiece. Here it is again. Great from Kovac over the head. I don't even think he looked right.
No. The Blues come a long way over the years. We've seen him it's quite a few years ago now, and yeah, he's definitely improved. His speed was quite impressive before going up against Feitosa. Maybe Riley's probably right. Feitosa might have faded a little bit, but yeah, it was great defense. I was impressed with it.
So referee Lloyd White gets us back underway with the play. One of the more experienced referees in wheelchair rugby. Feitosa now just delivers the try for Brazil to give them the lead by 1. The Blee now. There's Latorno at the top. Might not go there, but great pass to Kovac. Brilliant connectivity from Canada as Latorno works his way through the mid-court. Just delivers into the front court. And De Blee again with that trademark pivot and spin. We've seen it twice now in quick succession, Ryan, to score tries.
Yeah, it's been really good. I've been really impressed with his performance in this game. He's done really well.
So all level pegged at 37 apiece, just under 3 to play. Feitosa now at the back for Brazil. Kovac on his hammer. Good punishing shot there. Down court they go. Braz, oh, beautiful. Feitosa with the finish. Gives back Team Brazil the lead. 10th in the world. The side won bronze at the Parapan American Games back in 2023.
The referees put the ball down here because Canada were too slow to get there, and as he's watching as he goes to inbound, he's entered the court before the ball released from his hands. Turnover for Brazil, and yeah, it would be interesting to see what they do with clock management from here. It'll be their arrow coming out at their possession coming out of the next quarter. So if they score here and can then score last and get the arrow, they could open this game right up.
And Feitosa pushes it to a 2-point game with just over 2 to play in this third term. Canada to inbound. Nice work initially from LaBelle to get it up court. Now Moreau finds some space. Great pass there to McClellan. Terrific try to Canada to get them back in it by 1. Brazil to inbound here. Into Feitosa they go. Up mid-court they work.
Turning on the speed there. There's not a lot you can do about that.
Certainly plays with a strong and consistent intensity, Feitosa.
Yeah.
And that's brilliant from Canada there as McClellan with the finish. Brazil with a quick inbound. Braz now gets to that halfway mark. He's in that front court and looks for his options. Great block there.
Yeah, good patience too. Braz wasn't known for his patience when he came along. It was all about speed. Everything was done at 1,000 miles an hour, but he showed that he's developed his game now, and that was good to watch.
Just out of the reach of Braz. Forces the mistake there for Brazil. Just over a minute to play here. Inbound to Feitosa. Just soak up as much time as he can here. And a nice Nice delivery there. Brings it out to 3 now, the difference. McClellan now up court for Canada inside the final minute of this third term. Short ball and a good one to Moreau. Nice from Caldwell. Back to McClellan. Brilliant from Canada.
They don't mind moving the ball around, do they? You don't often see many teams pass as much as Canada do. And when it clicks, it looks really good. But as we've seen in that first quarter, yeah, you can definitely come unstuck. There's a chance of a turnover every time you pass the ball.
So Moreau just getting taken out in that play, as you saw on the replay. It's now Braz at the back court. Needs to move quickly here, but delivers the long pass. Tozer with the finish. So Canada to inbound now. LaBelle. It comes for Canada, Caldwell. McClellan. Pick off there from Team Brazil. Tozer. I think he might have just run out of room there, Ryan.
Yeah, I don't think he got it. Once again, you see Canada just passing that ball around a lot. And, they're probably passing 5 times in a play where, you look at Brazil, once they get that ball in, it's maybe one pass.
So there's Braz on court. And McClellan gets a rousing reception from Team Canada as he returns to the bench. Bell back there too. Quick inbound here for Canada, working their way up mid-court.
It's a reaching foul from Tozer. He'll spend a minute in the bin.
So there it is on the replay. You can see his disappointment and frustration. Caldwell to inbound. Lavoie now. Final 10 seconds of this contest. Lavoie, basketball pass to Caldwell. Soaking up the time. He'll get one more here. He'll really use the clock to his advantage just to push it to 2, 43-41. Barking just instructions to his team.
Yeah, he's making
Big
sure
final term coming up, Ryan.
Yeah, making sure his teammates get back to the key. I know there wasn't much time on the court, but you don't want to risk anything. Yeah, Brazil will come out with the ball at this next quarter, so they have a chance here to bring it back, take it back to 3.
So Trevor Hirschfeld, the coach of Team Canada, has his work cut out for him, but he's a 5-time Paralympian. If anyone can do it, he can. Great battle of the coaches, great battle between Brazil and Canada. Hope you're enjoying it. We'll take a break, but join us for all the action of the exciting final term for Game 3 on day 1 of the Santos Wheelchair Rugby World Challenge here from Adelaide.
To get into the team was absolutely incredible. I've been wanting to be part of the Steelers team for a long time now. Your playing partners really helps with everything in my day-to-day life. Managing all their invoices and stuff like that can be a bit of a daunting task at times, whereas playing partners really helps out. The playing partners dashboard is really simple to use. I just submit the invoices and they're paid. I'm ready for the game, I'm ready for the day. Together, it's possible.
Suncorp is giving every home in Australia a voice. Even former league champion Jonathan Thurston's place.
Who you calling former?
Hi, it's good to finally chat.
A home like me is a high risk for storms.
Suncorp Haven lets you hear from your home about its weather risks and how you can help make it stronger.
I better stop putting off this yard work.
Listen to your home now. Search Suncorp Haven.
Welcome back to Netball South Australia Stadium in the great town of Adelaide for day one of the Santos Wheelchair Rugby World Challenge. John O'Farr and Ryan Scott, your commentary team on this great battle between Brazil and Canada. Brazil lead it at the moment, but Scotty, it's a big mountain to climb for the Canadians in this final term, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Look, they are under strength. They don't have Zach, as we discussed, but I still wouldn't write Canada off. You know, they're great experience, and they're a team that'll just never give up. They don't know when they're beaten. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this last quarter.
Narrow margin between the two sides. You saw the look on Trevor Hirschfeld's face as they went to the break at three-quarter time. He looked determined, he looked focused, and just to add to your point, he was looking as though, how can I find a way to win? It was that sort of focus from Trevor, I noticed, the point that you made there. There's the margin, 2 points between the two sides, final quarter. Riley Batt, sideline. How are you seeing this game so far, and what can we expect from this final term?
Well, you probably remember me talking just after the half about the wheelchairs breaking, and one of the Julio Braz's chairs been broken, and right now I'm just watching him. He was meant to come out here to start at the last quarter, and they couldn't get his chair sorted in time, so they used an equipment timeout, would last for 1 minute. Didn't get it fixed in time, so they've actually used a coach's timeout to try to finish off getting that chair fixed. So looks like they still have issues with their equipment, so it'll be interesting to see if his chair can make it through this quarter. However, they are still running this main lineup, the high-low lineup, Brazil. It looks like they want to win this game, so let's see how it pans out.
So great to have Paralympian legend Riley Batt sideline for all the action of the Santos Wheelchair Rugby World Challenge. We get back underway, and it's a 3-point margin. Lavoie now, some work to do mid-court for Canada. Great hustle there. Won't waste any time. You'll see some quick points, I reckon, in this final term, Ryan, especially from Canada.
Yeah, you'll see Canada get really aggressive too. They, I think it's that hockey background. They don't mind getting aggressive, and they'll fight for it. They'll get their hands in there. They'll try and make something happen.
So some work to do there for Brazil. Feitosa delivers another try to his tally. Already strong. 3 the margin between these two. Work to do for Lavoie at the backcourt, but Braz is just on his hammer. Bullet-like pass, precision to Kovac. And that's a great try to the Canadians.
That was a great pass. You can see how hard Canada are having to work to get out of backcourt against these two 3.5s with Feitosa and Brass. They've got so much speed and so much function, and Canada having to work hard, but then you see Brazil score quite easily. It can be really draining. So I think Canada are going to have to look at getting back to key at some point. As I mentioned earlier, Brazil don't really look like they have a clear goal when they're attacking in key, so I'd be looking to take advantage of that and stop them scoring so quickly and easily.
So back to 2 as the margin now becomes 3 after that try to Brazil, and Kovac now down court, delivers down to a couple of options out wide, and Lavoie will finish it off for Team Canada. See the determination on Lavoie's face there. So under 7 minutes to play here. Couto now to inbound here for Brazil. Just battle of the minds there between Diaz and Feitosa. Managed to sort it out though. Kovac just takes a spill.
Yeah, there's a bit of miscommunication there on the inbound. The 0.5 obviously wasn't passing to the other 0.5, so there must have been a lack of communication from Feitosa letting him know that he was there.
You can see the frustration there to Kovac as he fell to the court. So through the margin, 6.5 to play. See Braz just focusing there on Kovac. Nice inbound from Canada. Kovac delivers mid-court. Needs to get it back to a 2-point game, the Canadians. Lavoie. Great hustle from Caldwell, protection from him. And Lavoie adds the extras, brings it back to 2, Ryan.
Yeah, they're still pressing. I think they're getting close, but if you watch Brazil are just scoring too easily.
Downtown they go. And smart work there from Feitosa just to position himself at the top of the key. Quick one into Kovac, 3 the margin. Lavoie now. Oh, great presence there from Kovac. Great hustle from Canada.
See, Canada have a very clear goal when they're attacking the key. They know exactly what they're doing. They're drawing that player out. Kovac got in, and Fabian was able to pop that pass over to him nicely.
So there's Trevor Hirschfeld just having a conversation with his players. Kovac, who's been one of the stars for Canada in this game, plenty of tries to his tally. You can see Samar there just on the left of screen. Riley Batt, 5 and just under 6 to play. How are you seeing this as we get closer to the finish?
Yeah, it's funny sitting here on the sideline. I sort of want to throw in a little bit of a coach's hat on. I'm sure Ryan sitting next to you there is thinking the same thing. I'm looking at the momentum of this game, and it looks like now Canada's throwing a midpoint lineup out there, what I think is a great coaching strategy. I feel like what they need to do right now is get back to key and disturb Brazil's momentum. They're just scoring too easy. So I feel that they either need to shut down the inbound, put pressure on a low point inbound, or drop back to key right now and put pressure on these high pointers passing in the key. So if I was a coach, that's what I'd do.
Well, there you go. You've seen it all, Riley, in the game, so it makes sense for you to make that adjustment. And we saw Lebrec, Riley there. He's got that focus. What impact, given he has had some time in Team Canada, what impact would that have in this game, given though he's playing up against his old side?
Oh, he's one of the best coaches in the game, and Ryan will probably second that. His energy is outstanding. He gives so much energy to his players. They're very disciplined usually with him being a coach. So, yes, he knows Canada. He probably doesn't know these players as much because they are newer players, but fantastic coach, and I'm sure he's going to be absolutely ecstatic if Brazil can pull this off and keep this 3-point buffer.
So great to have Riley Batt sideline for this one between Brazil and Canada. Of course, we'll have the thoughts of Riley right across the tournament, which is great to have. And Bryce Allman, we've seen him so far in the opening 2 games. Terrific to have the Hall of Famer Bryce part of the coverage. Is Feitosa now through the mid-court into the front court, delivers. Brazil just slow up the clock. He's got about 23 seconds left, and he'll go through for the points. Just to bring up 50 and push it to a 3-point margin, Ryan, with 5 to play.
Yeah.
Is it a case of clock management at this case?
Oh, for Brazil, yeah, definitely. They have this opportunity. They keep getting those quick scores and, yeah, making Canada work for it. You look at Canada, they're probably taking, anywhere from 20 to sometimes 30 seconds to score, when I think Brazil is scoring within under 10 seconds most of the time. But this has probably secured the win for Brazil, I think.
So just you see the impact of pressure there on Letourneau.
They're mistakes that you don't often see. Sitting there stationary waiting for the ball to come to you doesn't give you a lot of room to adjust your chair. So at an international level, you rarely see things like that. You want to be on the move. It gives you a better chance to make those chair adjustments if you've got a little bit of momentum behind you. So, yeah, Canada have just made a lot of mistakes that you normally wouldn't see in this game. I think as the week goes on, we'll see a better Canada team.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Maybe it's just those teething issues and that early page, in the tournament. Samar just battling hard there. Brazil trying everything. Kovac with a big bump and shove.
Yeah, another turnover.
And equipment check there for Feitosa.
Yeah. Oh, look, I'll have no doubt Trevor will go back and address a lot of these issues too. He'll be seeing a lot of this stuff, and he's got a lot of experience. And as I said, while he was a very offensive low-point player, he's also a very smart low-point player. So none of these things will go unnoticed.
Plenty of wheel changes for Feitosa and work on that chair, as Riley's mentioned a couple of times in the game. 4.5 to play. Brazil to inbound. Braz now in the front court. Works his way nicely just to push the margin out to 5. Downtown Canada go. Nice work, Letourneau. On the edge of the court. Oh, just tried the basketball pass, but I think referee Lloyd White has said he's gone out.
Yeah, good pressure from Brazo there, utilising that sideline and forcing a pass, and couldn't get out in time anyway.
So nice pass to Feitosa. Over that halfway line they go. Braz now looks for his options. He's got De Castro up front. Had that sweet little touch earlier in the contest, De Castro, and Braz with the finish there. Nice protection from De Castro. Pushes it out to 6.
Another inbound there that's gone amiss, but Canada was still able to retain possession as it went off a Brazilian player, but there's a poor pass coming out from the inbound.
Looks like there'll be a couple of changes for Team Canada. Lavoie now under pressure from Braz. Just gliding over that halfway line. Good pressure to draw in Feitosa. And a strong finish there from Moreau for Canada. Brazil to inbound here. Koto. Almost a pick off there from Lavoie. Feitosa might have crossed the line though there, Ryan.
Yeah, I think Cody got him, hit him just before he could get that pass off, and now it's Canada ball from the corner. Got an equipment time out here. Fabian's needing a wheel. Sort of delay in play.
So Lavoie just getting the wheel check there. Lavoie's had some strong impact for Canada in this game when he's been on court.
Yeah, he was out for a little while with illness, so it's good to see him back on court. Got a lot of experience, and they'll be happy that he's been able to get his health sorted out and come back.
So Caldwell adding an extra there for Canada. Pushes it to 5. Braz now, back of the key. Nice work from him through the middle. Canada now trying to push it back to 4. Lavoie. Big spin inside the key. Looking for something here. Plenty of protection from Brazil. Just pops the pass to Caldwell. And it'll be a try.
I think they've called it a turnover. I think Cody must have been over before he could score it. Is that right?
Oh, just.
Yeah, I think just, yeah. I don't know. I could never be a ref. I didn't see it.
Well, from our angle, it certainly looked like he'd done enough.
That's just the player in me, I think.
That low court shot, a great one, really just showcasing why it wasn't a try. And Brazil add the extras. 55-49. There's Lavoie now. Goes downtown, finds some presence there in the mid-court. Good delivery to Moreau. And they bring up number 50. 5 the margin. This game, it's been very much the case of 2 very different halves. That the first was quite tight, quite intense. Second half, Brazil have just done enough to roll away from Canada here, Ryan.
Yeah, I think they've, like you said, they've been able to reduce their number of turnovers, and Canada they've been able to reduce theirs, but obviously not enough. Brazil were able to get a couple more out of them, and yeah, they've shown, as we said, they're a better team on paper, but they've been able to put it together on court.
So Lavoie now, work to do at the top of the key. What can he do here with limited real estate? Good pass, finds Moreau. Has he done enough though?
Been able to force Braz to inbound here. Yeah, giving him opportunity with turnover.
And Lavoie now gets possession. More crucial here to close the gap. It's back to 5. Lavoie might just go himself here. Big collision. Looking for options. Nice work. And Moreau at the top of the key just delivers.
Canada have been able to force the Brazilians to use their 3.5s to inbound a few times, Feitosa and particularly, but not being able to utilise that as an advantage. But this time they were with Braz inbounding, and they're just not used to it. The 3.5s aren't used to inbounding. They're usually on court, and if you can just disrupt that, it gives you an opportunity. And Canada were able to do that this time.
So Canada to inbound here, just over a minute to play. Game number 3 of day number 1. Wheel check there for Canada. Lavoie. Great to have our Canadian audience watching on CBC or Samsung TV Plus. And fantastic to have the support of Fox Sports and KO. Ryan, well, both of us have been in the sport a long time. You a little bit longer than me, but and a much different capacity. But how important it is to have the likes of these broadcasting networks, not just in here in Australia, but all around the world, covering an event like this.
Yeah, it's great. Like, you know, these other countries can see what we're doing down here, and hopefully they want to be back, and even watching our national competition, hopefully putting their hands up and hoping to get over and become an import to our league if they can see how strong it is. I know it's a long way to travel, but if we can make it worth it for them.
Absolutely, plenty have.
Add a holiday on. Do
Why
some
not?
sightseeing.
You could be their tour guide when the tournament's finished. Take them around Adelaide.
Come up the sunny coast. Yeah.
57-52 your scoreline, just under a minute to play here. Trevor Hirschfeld, you can see there, just having a board meeting. There is Benoit Lebrec, coach of Team Brazil, with that steel-like focus.
He's a very tactical and smart coach, and we've seen that in the team Team Sweden when he coached them. They didn't have they did have some 3-5s, very functional, good players, but not with the quad amputees like Riley and Chris. So you could see tactically how smart he was and things, and now he's able to do it with Feitosa and Brazo. It's really exciting to see what he can do.
Speaking of exciting, that was brilliant there from Caldwell to Moreau. Just to add an extra point there for Canada.
Down in single digits on the shot clock.
Time against them. They didn't let the pressure get to them.
Brazil have called the timeout to advance them up to the 3/4 court mark and hopefully score last goal for them.
So now they'll play it through Feitosa. And he'll deliver some points. Gets it back to that 5-point margin. Final moments of this one. It's been a solid contest, and as I mentioned, it's been a game of two very different halves. Four vastly different quarters, very tight and tense in that first two, and the second, as we mentioned, really opened up for Brazil. As Ryan mentioned, as the tournament goes on, well, both of these sides really will just roll with the momentum and move into it. And I'm sure Trevor Hirschfeld, the coach of Team Canada, will find ways to be better as a side and try and get a win. And I'm sure Benoit Lebrec will do the same, Ryan.
Yeah, it's interesting in their last play, Canada didn't utilise, I'm not sure if they've run out of their timeouts or not, but they didn't utilise calling the timeout and advancing the ball. I thought they would have done it regardless of the score, just to practice it. But they have this time. But there was another turnover, so they could have avoided that if they'd taken advantage of it.
And Moreau tries to get a bit flashy there for Caldwell. Braz with the interception. Couldn't quite control it. So it'll be an inbound here for Canada. Lavoie, final seconds. And just narrow this margin back to 5. Lavoie over the top, final moments, just out of the reach there of Moreau. You can see his frustration there, Ryan, as he just lost control of it close to the line.
You can see a lot of frustration before. Fabian was frustrated, he dropped the pass that he should have caught. And Travis there.